Hello everyone, I am Alyan Fiverrwala and today we have a very special guest, Miss Radoslava, dedicated teacher, lecturer and therapist based in Slovakia. Miss over 15 years of experience empowering individuals to navigate life complexity with independence and clarity. So welcome Miss and how are you? Thank you so much for coming in my show.
Uh, Hello, Alyan. Hello, everybody. I am fine. How are you?
Very well and thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Alright. So before moving on a question, can you please introduce yourself?
Okay. Um I am from Slovakia and I'm 52 years old and a mom of one son and a mom of three cats. And my life brought me to a very special path, the path of ethicotherapy, to help myself with my own life and then help other people live better lives. So that's it.
Alright. Thank you so much for introduction. So first of all, tell me what inspired you to embark on the path and its offering and how has this journey shaped your life and work?
Okay. During my life, I got to the point where I had to make a very difficult decision, and it was the decision of responsibility of changing things because of my health, mental and physical. So many things came to my life, but it was a very big mess of information which I didn't understand. And then I found out an podcast of ethicotherapy on the internet, on the YouTube, and it totally changed my life because it was logical. I could understand. It was something like when you make or build up a house. So you need the basement, you need the first floor, the second floor, the roof, and that's ethicotherapy for me. So it made sense to my logical brain to understand things and consequences of life.
Alright. Thank you so much for your answer. So can you explain the core of principle ethicoparity and it differ from traditional therapy approach?
Okay. So for me, ethicotherapy brings responsibility to the person's hands. There is no one to blame. There is no one to point with your finger that that's your responsibility for what's happening in my life. And it heals and cures relationships on three bases. The first base is the relationship with myself or towards myself, then the relationships towards the physical world around me, people, nature, things, and then the relationship towards God, or however we call it, universe, highest intelligence, or whatever we give a name, because I know that you come from the background where religion is a very basic part of your life, but it's not the same in Europe. Many people don't believe in God or are not religious. So this is also something that ethicotherapy brings, the relate or heals relationships towards something that is above us.
Alright. So how do you empower individuals to navigate complex emotion and life challenges through ethicoparity?
Okay, so we work with negative emotions as signs of space you are in. So ethicotherapy recognizes two spaces, okay? The space of resilience and the space of connection. And negative emotions just show that something is not good, correct in my life. And it's important to change your attitude towards situations in your life that are happening and change the view. So see the positive information of your negative emotions and then change what you need to change to improve your life. So it's about recognition. It's about being very present and a good observer of your own life. And when the ethicotherapy teaches that when you want to change things in your life, first you need to adjust them and bring them visible into your life to understand what's that message, and then you can work on that and change it.
Alright, so could you share some insight into decoding children behavior using ethicoparenting techniques?
Mhm. Okay, one of very helpful ethicotherapy techniques is forgiveness. And another one, which is very useful for parenting, is listening with understanding. What, as a mommy of a son, have to admit that I need to learn how to listen and not to finish my son's explanations with my own words. So this is something which is very helpful. And of course, to uh, know how to communicate or and to teach children or to show children how to communicate your emotional state, how to deal with the things, your problems, how to take responsibility, and how to express me state in communication with children. It's also about borders, about consequences, about acceptance, and about respect.
Alright, that's great. So, what role does soul hygiene play in personal growth, and how can individuals cultivate it in their lives?
Yeah, this is a very good question. uh, because I don't know what about different cultures, but here there is an information overload, and it's very important to stay by myself for some time. So to go to the nature or to meditate or just to be alone for some time, at least 10 minutes a day, and to stop thinking about things I have to do or they expect me to be done or something, but to really be fully present and listen to your body, listen to your emotions. So this is very important, and we have different ways, and every person needs to find its own. So for some people it's fine to be calm and silent. For some people, especially ladies, like to spend this time, for example, by dancing or walking or like doing some physical exercise. We are all different, but it's important to switch off your telephone, switch off your computer, and switch on your body and your ears, inner ears, to listen to your body and be the fully present. And of course, I think very important thing for soul hygiene is forgiveness, or what we call, or we took from old teachings, and that's Ho'oponopono, do right things in a right way, and that's the way of forgiveness. And forgiveness to towards other people, but also towards myself. And that's practice we should do every evening before sleep.
That's great, awesome. So, can you describe transformative or experience in your practice during first belief in ethicotherapy?
Mm-hmm. Mm, my life and life of my colleagues and even clients I work with when, for example, as a therapist, when I and a lecturer when I work, and people after 2 or 3 months of working with ethicotherapy say, "Oh, I answered this difficult situation in a different way, and there were different consequences, and there was not a quarrel, or our relationship got like unbroken." So that's something. When people heal from their traumas, when they understand their children, for example, and they heal their relationships with their parents, and when we understand that our parents did nothing wrong, whatever it was. So it's very, very difficult to explain because it's about the state of your life, your state of your body, of your mind. It's somehow it's a way of a peaceful barrier. So that's the name of a book and film. When you defeat your own victim inside, you defeat your fears, you defeat your thoughts that bring you many bad things into your life. So that's a total change of your attitude towards life.
All right. So, what are the common misconceptions about ethicotherapy and how do you address them?
Um, the thing is that ethicotherapy is not a 1, 2, 3 medicine. It's nothing that works like this. Okay, it takes an effort. It takes time. It takes determination. And once you start, you need to keep on till the end of your life. Okay. So there are not quick things, quick healings. It really takes time, but it is because it comes from inside. So it's your responsibility. There is no one to do abracadabra or to take something and do this and do that and you on. Nothing like that. You need to really work. You need to really take responsibility to change things inside you, your thoughts, your old programs, your injuries, and to change them, heal them. There is nobody to do it except of you. So this is something that is somehow difficult these times because we live in an era of instant decisions, instant results, instant, very quick, very fast, instant coffee, instant tea. But this is not like this. It really needs a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of determination.
You are right and very grateful answer. Thank you so much for this great answer. So, how do you integrate your background in teaching and lecturing into your therapeutic approach?
Uh, I still attend my school where I started 10 years ago. And nowadays I have my own school Ethical Academy, where I teach, I lecture, and I have my own students. And so this is how I put ethicotherapy into life more and more, and share it with people. And I also help people with their problems during our ethicotherapy consulting and coaching. And I can say that that's, first of all, it's about my own personal example that people see, people who know me or have known me for a long time see, and they ask, and I share. So that's it.
All right. So, what advice would you give to parents to struggling connect with their children on a deeper level?
Okay. This is a very difficult question, or easy question, difficult answer. First of all, one of the first things I learned during my school was, when a child is small, love it and give it safe borders. When your child is a teenager, love it, or love him, her, and accept him, her. And when your child is an adult, love him and respect him or her. And these are, I think, very important basic rules, how it can work. Plus, as I said before, listening and consequences, not punishment, but consequences. As I mentioned before, that ethicotherapy recognizes two spaces. So when I am in my negative emotions, when I am like ridden by my fear, by my anger, my rage, then what I do when the borders are crossed, it's punishment. But when I am in a space of connection and I do understand what's going on and listen to the child and explanation and the situation, then there are consequences. The children are against punishment, but they are able to accept consequences of behavior that is not okay. Maybe you know it by yourself.
Great. So, how do you balance tradition and innovation in your workshop and consultation?
Mm-hmm. Tradition and innovation. Ethicotherapy is somehow new, even though it comes from very old or teachings of Buddhism, for example. But ethicotherapy itself as a method is about 100 years old, and it was discovered here in Slovakia. So even that is tradition, because to have something that is 100 old is a tradition. Plus, ethicotherapy works very deeply with connection with your family, with your tribe, with your community. And it brings traditions into life back again. So we can't start with anything new when we don't understand the previous experience, the previous and the tradition. So roots are very important. And one part of roots, your own personal roots, are traditions of your family, of your community, of your tribe.
Wonderful. All right. So, can you elaborate on the concept of ethical parenting and its significance in modern family dynamics.
Okay. New ways of parenting, we can call it even ethical parenting, are very important. The old things, old ways do not work anymore. Children are different. You are different from me. Okay, children nowadays are very different from children 20, 30, 40 years ago. So we need to change the attitude. Your brain is different. You learn differently. So it's very important. On the other side, the new, like free parenting also isn't anything that brings good results, because with no borders, there are consequences then from the life, and children are not unbreakable. Okay, so your psyche is very fragile then, or children's uh, psyche is then very fragile. So we need to find a balance between the traditional ways and old ways and the new ways, and again find something that works for young generation and still brings respect and acceptance. So this is what ethicotherapy brings, and acceptance, listening, understanding, stopping my, as a parent, my mental butt, okay, or stopping my mental finishing your things, and looking at my own wounds that filter my own thoughts, and what I understand, what I hear is very important. And this is how ethicotherapy and ethical parenting can improve the relationships between parents and their children, and many, many more, of course.
All right. So, how can individual cultivate patience and accept, as you mentioned in your personal journey?
Healing is the answer. Forgiveness and healing. Healing your own injuries. What is impatience? Impatience is worry, fear. Impatience is that the product of my own proudness. So I don't trust, I don't believe that everything will come in a correct time. So it's something very unhealthy in a state of mind. So healing those injuries, your wounds, inner wounds, brings more patience. Be patient with myself. So to understand me, to understand what is happening in my life, brings more patience into my own life. Then when I am more patient with myself, I can be more patient with other people around me.
All right. So, my last question is, how has your ethotherapy influenced your perspective on relationship, both family and beyond?
Okay, it changed it completely. Uh, as I mentioned before, you stop blaming other people from what is happening in your life, and stop blaming other people itself means to have better relationships. Responsibility for my own life, for how I see, how I understand, how I explain things that are happening around me. Understanding other people and see their own fears and wounds, and be more tolerant is how I changed my life, my relationships, and nowadays I can say that even understanding my not friends but people generally is very very nice, very nice. And I can say that, or I can see in my own life that my life and my relationship with my son, with my mom, with people around me, which we didn't like very much, now are much better. Even from people who first I understood or I saw like, oh, they are not my friends, though they don't like me, I don't like them. Now we are friends. We can communicate. We can understand each other. We can accept each other's opinions, attitudes. So this is what ethicotherapy can do.
All right, that's awesome. So thank you so much, Miss, for sharing your wisdom and experience with us today. It's been truly enlightening to learn about ethicotherapy from your perspective. Your passion for helping others navigate life changes is inspiring. We look forward to applying your insight to our own journey to grow. Thank you so much, Miss, for your time.
Thank you for very inspiring questions. Have a nice time.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.